It sucks that they put that.
Yeah, I would love Stevenson. I would love to. We got a phone call.
Call from
SnyderCultist.
to accept, press 1.
That's
To
who-
send a voicemail, press 2.
What's up, cultist?
What's up, Snyder Cult?
Yo,
You on the air? With
Hold on,
Flash?
hold on.
You know,
What?
Bro?
Which Snyder Cultist is this?
Oh, you called?
Nah, this ain't the ones you thinking about, bro. This somebody new.
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
got
hear you.
Flash?
Oh, can you hear us?
I bet. Who's ready for this debate? I'm trying
Oh, you sound like a Snyder cultist, bro. God damn.
tight shit. All right, who's is it Jody?
Yeah, it's Jody.
Is everybody here?
We all here, bro.
All right, bet.
Hey, first and foremost,
trying
I want
to
to let
figure-
you know that I don't feel bad that the Snyderverse is gone. You guys ruined your universe, and now you get nothing. Exactly what you guys deserve.
Okay. What do you guys get? You're the Superman fan, right?
We're about to get a movie, dog. We're about to get Superman,
getting
Supergirl, a whole new era of movies.
You're getting an MCU 2.0 Superman movie.
Yeah!
The hate is real.
MCU 2.0 movie? That's
hate
a
is
hell of a
real.
lot better than BVS.
Yeah, that shit was
Huh.
dark and twisted.
You mean I don't have to get BVS and shit? For sure. Thanks.
DVS is the best DCU movie.
Ooh!
For sure. Hey, it doesn't
Where at?
matter.
One.
It doesn't
What
matter.
world?
World close. Maybe the Dark Knight, bro. Even the Dark Knight's pushing it.
The DCEU is dead, and the Dark Knight trilogy doesn't count as a DCEU movie. You should know.
I never
that.
said it was a DCU movie. I said the Dark Knight is the closest DC movie to BVS.
That's
in terms of quality,
blasphemous.
so.
That's blasphemous.
insult. That's an insult right there.
But that's fine. That's a dead universe.
That's my
Nothing
opinion,
matters
bro.
no more.
That's my opinion.
How does it feel to not have a universe, bro, and to get mad and jealous at the people moving on like me and all the other fans here?
I don't really care. I just know that new Superman movie that's coming out.
Yeah.
Oof, that movie looks terrible. Looks like
You're the only
Flash
one saying that
2.0.
though.
No,
it
we're
looks
not.
like the Flash. It looks like the Flash mixed in with, I'd say, maybe Captain Marvel or whatever the bullshit the MCU does. That's what it is. It's an MCU director doing a DCU movie. That's what you guys deserve. And
We
you
deserve the
can't do
MCU? Are you telling us that we deserve the MCU? The same
might as well
MCU
get-
that cooked
No,
the
I-
DCEU into it going bankrupt.
How? The first 6 DCU movies grossed
Mhm.
more money than
Mhm.
the first 6 MCU movies.
So that you know why, right?
You guys just review bomb. BVS, Man of Steel, all that. You guys
You
cried
guys
about
say
it
the
'cause it
same
was too
talking
dark,
points.
It was too dark. It
Do
had
you know
to
why
stay.
the first 6 movies did well?
The DCU movies? Because they were good movies.
No,
Amazing
sir.
movie.
No.
Man
The
of
reason
Steel,
why they did
bang,
well.
A+ movie. Man of Steel, A+ movie. BVS, A++ movie.
That's cap.
And then Suicide Squad, even though Suicide Squad was kind of mid, and it wasn't David Ayer's full vision, it still grossed almost $800 million without China.
Mm-hmm.
And then what comes after that? Wonder Woman, with the help of Patty Jenkins, who got helped by Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder was a producer on that movie. And then Justice League, that was Justice League. That one doesn't count. And then Aquaman was Aquaman. I'll give Aquaman
To James
the
Wan.
only DCU
James
movie.
Wan.
James
Fix
Wan is
Aquaman.
the only DCU movie that has nothing to do with Snyder. That grossed a good amount of money. And then after that, you see what happened. Black Adam, The Flash, which you were hyping up. You were sucking off The Flash. You said The Flash is going to be amazing. And then what
It
happened to
is.
The Flash?
It is
It
amazing.
flopped. It flopped.
Yes, it
$200
did.
million at the box office? Worldwide box office?
Yeah. Flash was amazing.
All right. Explain that to me, Jody. Explain that to me.
Explain
with
to
the
you
Flash?
what? What do you want me to explain to you?
The Flash. That Flash movie that you were hyping up, you were saying was going to save the DCEU.
Never said that.
The same thing you're saying with the Superman movie.
I never said that.
You've seen it happen. Yes, you did, Jody.
I never
You were
said it was
you
going
were
to save
hyping.
the DCU. Jody said, let me tell you
That's
what Jody
crazy.
said. Jody said that Flash was going to reset the DCEU and we're going to move forward with a new universe. And that's exactly what it did.
Yeah, you confused him when he said.
Right.
I said the Flash had one job to do. Is if you wipe the Snyderverse, W. And that's what it did.
It did not wipe the Snyderverse. The Snyderverse was
Well, guess what, guy?
separate Elseworlds
You're
story.
wiped. Your Snyderverse is wiped.
And
It's
ain't
over.
never coming back.
You're in a Phantom Zone right now, trying to get out.
I don't care. I got my movies. I got 3 best DCU movies.
Good, and
Best
you can
trilogy
put
of
them
all
sheets
time.
on repeat, dog. Enjoy it
I'm
while
just
we go
saying,
watch
I'm
the
just saying,
future.
I'm just saying.
You're in the
when this
past.
Superman movie comes out, when this movie comes out, and it's
You
flops,
can't
and
talk
it
about
gets
Superman. You can't talk about this
I
movie.
can.
No, you can't.
I'm a DC fan.
You're
I can talk about
disqualified.
Superman.
You got to go back to the
I'm a
Snyderverse
DC
and put
fan.
those
You're
movies
not
on
a
repeat.
DC fan. You're a
I'm
Snyder
DC
fan. You're a
and
Snyder fan. It's not a
I'm
DC
a
fan.
DC fan first, and I appreciate Snyder's movies.
You are
And
not
I
a
could call
DC
stuff
fan.
for what it is. I could call stuff for what it is.
You
I
are
could
not a
call the
DC
two
fan.
Superman
Anybody
movies
who is a
for what it
Snyderverse
is. It's
supporter
garbage.
is
It
not a
looks
DC
garbage.
fan.
The CG looks garbage. The story looks garbage. The Lex looks garbage.
Why do you all
Superman
sound the
looks amazing.
same? Why do you all say the same stuff? All of you guys are like a
his name?
copy and paste. You know that? There's nothing unique about you. Do you know that?
All right, cool. That's your opinion.
It's not an opinion, it's a fact. You say the same
That's
stuff.
your opinion,
That's
Jody.
why it's going to be
That's your
easy.
opinion, Jody.
I will easily counteract everything you've said since you came into this call.
Let's do
but
it.
you
I'm
keep
here. I'm
talking.
here. I called on. All
No,
right,
you're,
let's do it. I'm
you're
here. I
just
got time.
talking.
I got time today. Come on.
Bro, you said a lot of dumb shit that doesn't make any sense. I'll go back to the
Then
first thing.
explain it to me.
Do you
Explain
know
it to me.
why the
Explain it
first
to me.
6 Do you know why the first 6 movies made all that money?
Go ahead. Explain.
The reason why
I
those
gave my reason. I said they're a good movie
Wow.
that earned a good amount of money in the box office. You give me your reason.
The reason why those movies did so well, your Man of Steel and your BVS and the like, is because it was a new universe and they started with DC characters. Because DC characters back then were a hell of a lot more popular than Marvel characters. Superman is a
Suicide Squad
popular.
characters were Suicide Squad characters are popular as Marvel characters. Is that what you're saying? 'Cause
I
that
didn't
was,
s-
what,
I didn't say
third-
that.
third
Hold up, bro. You gotta let him. You gotta let him
movie?
talk.
That's
too,
right.
bro.
Just let him be cultist. Let him be
All
be
right,
him.
go ahead. I'm gonna let you talk. Go ahead.
Okay. Superman is what officially what started the universe was Green Lantern, but we'll throw that out. Snyderverse, Man of Steel, it's Superman. They started off with their most popular character. Superman is a popular character now, so obviously a lot of Superman fans went to go watch that movie. Now, after that movie came out and people saw it, a lot of people went to go see it because they're Superman fans, and it made $668 million in the box office.
Correct.
Man of Steel, a Superman movie, should have made more money than that.
According to what? It's the highest grossing Superman movie.
No, it's
Superman
not.
Returns came out, what, 6 years before?
No, it's not.
Man of Steel is the highest grossing Superman movie of all time.
Superman 1 and
Is it
2,
not?
adjusting for inflation, are $1 billion movies.
We're not doing adjusted for inflation. We don't
You
live
should.
in the 1980s no more.
Well, that's the point.
That's
You-
not the argument, Jody.
do you understand
That's not-
inflation?
You're deflecting.
No, I'm
Jody,
not.
You're deflecting.
Do
I
you
gave
understand? Do you
I
understand
gave you
inflation?
a fact. I gave you a number.
Yes,
I
you
gave a
did.
fact.
Yes.
Man of Steel is the highest grossing Superman movie of all time. That is fact. You cannot say, oh, just for inflation.
Okay, no. All right.
You cannot do that.
Superman 1 from 1978 is a more successful film than Man of Steel, money-wise.
I disagree.
It's factually true.
I disagree. Jody,
You
did
could disagree
know-
with that
I'm
fact.
gonna let you know.
Superman
something. This is
2
the fact-
was
this
more
is-
of a
this is the fact.
financial successful film than Man of Steel. That's another
Can I
fact
tell
for
something?
you.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Man of Steel earned back its production budget through advertising before the movie even released. Did you know that? Yes or no? You could look it up. Go on Google. You can look it up. Man of Steel earned back its production budget through advertising months before the movie released. There's an article, I think Variety or Deadline, one of those two sites published an article.
Why are you telling me this?
So you saying Superman 1 and 2 were more financially successful than Man of Steel is blatantly false. It's false. Man of
You
Steel
want to keep lying to yourself?
extremely
I'm giving you
profitable.
facts and you're arguing with something else.
I'm giving you facts as well, and you're deflecting. You're saying-
Superman made like $400 million in 1978.
Superman
That's unheard of.
1978.
That's
the first
unheard
one.
of. Do you understand that? Do you
Okay.
understand that back then that's unheard of?
And how much did Batman Returns make? Not Batman Returns. Batman. What's that first Batman movie called?
It's
Michael
called
Keaton.
Batman.
Batman. Yep. How much did that one make?
It didn't make that much. It didn't make as much as Superman. And that movie came out like 10 years later.
Cool. And that was the start of the superhero genre. So I'll say it made that much money because it was something new.
I don't want to deviate. I'm talking about actual dollars, right? I'm talking about actual value and success. Superman coming out in 1978 and making like $400 million is more successful than Man of Steel in 2013 making $668 million. This is a fact that you have to deal with.
No. According to what, Jody? This is your so-called facts. When on paper, Man of Steel grossed $668 million in 2013, and Superman 1978 grossed however much. What was it?
I'll help
million?
you out. You have a problem with comprehension, and I will help you. I'm gonna give you knowledge.
I don't think it's me, Jody.
All right, here it is. If Superman, how much does Superman make? Can you tell me again? 668, right?
$668 million.
Man of Steel made.
If you want to do this adjusted for inflation.
Hold on.
Okay.
In 2013, Man of Steel made $668 million. If that same movie that made $668 in 2013 came out in 1978, when the original Superman came out, it would have only made like $175 million.
You're doing the what if game.
That's not a what if. You can factually crunch the numbers, and you will come up with the number.
Man of Steel.
All right, man.
Man of Steel did not come out in 1978. It did not. It came out in 2013, and I'm telling you how much it made when it came out in 2013.
It's hard to have the conversation when the other person I'm conversing with doesn't know what inflation is.
Why are we talking about inflation when we're talking about the money on paper?
Because a dollar in 1912 is more valuable than a dollar in 2025.
Okay, if we want to do that game, we can look up a movie from 1970s, like what Star Wars? What do you call it? The first Star Wars. Adjust it for inflation. See how much it made today.
All right, listen. I want to move on. I want to move on from this inflation talk. We're not going to get anywhere with that because you just throw it out the window.
It's not useful.
It is. You're absolutely right. It is. It is lost on you.
You cannot use that argument. It's hypothetical.
No, it is. No, it's factual. You can't just throw lies out. It's not hypothetical. Inflation is not hypothetical. What's your name?
Snyder Pro.
Snyder Pro.
So see, you don't even want to identify yourself. This is the toxic cult that you are. This is how you guys act. You won't even identify yourself.
Well, why?
It's fine. You don't have to. You don't have to.
You
don't have to. I'm just putting out.
All you gotta know is I'm a Snyder fan. I'm a DC fan. That's it.
Got it.
You're not a DC.
You're a Snyder fan. So you have to understand that it's hard to have a conversation with someone that is willing to disregard actual proven fact and say, "Oh, let's move on." This is when bias, emotion, and radicalization comes from. You're radical right now.
Okay, Jody.
If I tell you that water will make your clothes wet, you say, no, it doesn't. Let's move on. Bad argument. That's crazy talk. How do I have a conversation with you?
Listen.
You said it's hypothetical. Inflation is actual fact. It's not hypothetical.
It is. I'm not disagreeing with that. But what I'm saying is, you bringing up inflation when we're talking about Man of Steel that came out in 2013, we're in the year 2025, and you want to deviate to movies in 1978 and want to use that as an argument for Man of Steel? Like, what are we doing?
No, I'm moving on.
On the radical one?
I told you that I'm trying to move on. I'm abandoning the inflation discussion with you.
I'm ready to move on, too.
Okay, cool. Now that we're moving on, Man of Steel made the money that it made. It should have made more than 668 because it's a Superman movie. Then let's go to Batman.
According to what?
I'm not gonna mention Superman 1 and 2 because you don't understand inflation. So please don't ask me according to what. Because the answer you get, you don't like. We're gonna move on. BVS, which is the sequel to Man of Steel, which it shouldn't have been, which was an L. But Zack Snyder, your God, couldn't wait to put Batman and Superman's movie and make them fight to the death. Came out and made $873 million. Now, all of us were very excited, including myself, for BVS. Warner Brothers and the world believed that BVS should have made $2 billion because Batman and Superman coming together in a movie never happened before. BVS is kind of like No Way Home with all the Spider-Mans coming together. It's like Infinity War and Endgame where the assemble scenes happen. It's the holy grail of superhero things. The Trinity came together in that motherfucker. Wonder Woman was in that movie, right? But it only managed to make $873 million. That's a lot of money. It looks good on paper, but when you compare that to its expectations, it did not meet its expectations. Even though $873 million is a lot, when Warner Brothers is expecting at least $1 billion, it is an underperformer. But that's why it made a lot of money. To your Suicide Squad point, yes, you're correct. Suicide Squad is not popular like that. Who the freak is the Suicide Squad? But guess what? It was the beginning of the DCU after Man of Steel and BVS, right? It had amazing trailers. It used freaking the Queen trailer. Oh, baby, you only gonna dun 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 dun. The trailers were amazing. You had Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. She was at the height of her career. You cast Will Smith at the still peak in his career to be your Deadshot. And you had a new hip-hop, emo-looking, grill-having, weirdo clown sicko for a Joker. Whenever you put Joker in a movie, you know box office is coming. Let alone the Will Smith. Let alone the Margot Robbie. People went to go see Suicide Squad, bro. And it ended up being trash. Fine. You said 6 movies. Wonder Woman gets credit for doing what she did because it showed that a good movie can be praised, and it made $821 million, I believe.
With the help of Zack Snyder, who's also a producer on that movie.
Zack Snyder was not a producer on Wonder Woman. That is a lie.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
I'm telling you that's
Out
a
of
lie.
Patty's own mouth. Patty said
No.
Zack Snyder was a producer. He
She
got
never
an
said that.
award and a writing credit as well, if I could recall correctly.
She never said that. He does not have a writing credit on Wonder Woman. You're wrong twice.
Okay. All right, Jody.
Okay, let's move on. So that's $821 million thanks to Patty, which was in spite of the Snyderverse, because Wonder Woman looked nothing like the previous 3 dark, emo, whack movies. So people gave it a chance, but here's the kicker. People didn't initially run to go watch Wonder Woman. Do you know why? Because they were already burnt out on Snyder, and they got tricked 3 times into watching a mid movie. Because why am I saying mid or bad movie? Because you and I both know that critically, those movies got dog walked, especially BVS. Critics, fans, and the general audience, outside of a very small slice that we like to call what you represent, the Snyder cult, love and praise that movie, but we all hated it. They did poorly, and people didn't like them.
Can I clarify something real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Can I ask you why you're calling me a Snyder cultist? I did not insult you. I didn't say anything to you. I'm having a conversation with you like a grown man. I'm simply a Snyder fan and a DC fan. I'm not a cultist.
No.
The whole world.
The Snyder Cult is the name that I put on all of the illogical Snyder fans that will not stop talking and letting the future of the DCU go. You are disrespecting all DC fans by bringing up Snyder in the past, and you will not let this new Superman movie be successful. The first thing you said when we conversed, you're about to watch a bad Superman movie. It sucks. It's garbage. You're talking trash. You won't let it up.
That's my opinion.
No, you're welcome to your opinion. It is my opinion that you're in a cult.
It's going to be a good Superman movie.
Sure.
You said you think it's going to be a good Superman
All right.
movie off the trailers. I watched the trailers and I said, oh, this is going to be mid.
Do you take me calling you a Snyder cultist as disrespect?
I don't think it's disrespect. I just don't know.
Let's move on
the
then.
reason behind that.
Let's move on then. What's the point of bringing it up? All right, so the Wonder Woman, and then after Wonder Woman was Aquaman. Is that the 6th? Man of Steel, BVS. Oh, freak, I forgot about Justice League.
Justice League. That has nothing to do with Snyder.
That is Snyder's movie, sir.
That is not his movie.
It's factually his movie. It says directed by Zack Snyder. You're the guy that goes off of credit, right? It's a directed by Zack Snyder film.
It is not directed by him.
Joss Whedon is not on that movie.
We all know the story behind it. Zack Snyder was forcefully pushed off the movie because his daughter committed suicide, if I recall correctly. Warner Brothers did some backdoors, some evil, whatever they did, they did. Zack Snyder was not involved with the final product of that movie. He was given director's credit because it had something to do with the Directors Guild of America, but that is not his movie. His movie came out like 5-6 years after, in 2021, with Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's his Justice League movie, not 2017 Justice League, whatever that was, that abomination of a movie.
You call yourself a DC fan? Wow.
You realize that you call it Justice League, but it's called Justice League, and it's directed by Zack Snyder. That's a fact.
That is a fact.
Okay.
Zack Snyder has the director's credit of
Correct.
that movie. But
So
that
that's
is
it. We
not
can
his
move on.
movie.
It is his movie.
That
It
is
says
not his movie. That is
it's
not
not?
his movie, Jody.
Who's talking in falsehoods?
Do you not have the context of what happened? In
Yes, I do know the
2017?
context. I'm gonna challenge
Okay,
if you
so
do.
You do know the context, Jody. If you
I
know
do.
the context.
You
Snyder
you
was
think
not-
that they let
was
go
not
of
there
Snyder
for
because his daughter
post-production
died.
of his movie.
You're led astray. You think Warner Brothers fired him because his daughter died. That's a lie that all you cultists believe.
I never said that. I said he was pushed off of Justice League because his daughter passed away. He wasn't even pushed off of Justice League. He stepped down because he wanted to deal with his family. And
Before
he did not
his
return
before
to
his
the
daughter committed suicide, they were going to fire him after Justice League was done.
That's a hypothetical. Nobody knows that. There's
I
no
know it.
source that says he was
I
there.
know it.
If
Prior
That's
to all of that
usually-
happening, he turned in a cut to Warner Brothers and they almost died. They
What
said
do you
this
mean they almost
motherfucker
died?
made the executives at Warner Brothers and Kevin Tsujihara saw the first draft of his movie and they panicked. They said, "Oh my God, it's another BVS but worse." This was before his daughter died. They were already,
And-
he was on the way out. As soon as the last scene was shot, he was fired. But I know it looks better for
Okay.
your image to say his daughter died and they pushed him. They're bullies.
I said he stepped down because of his daughter's death.
He stepped
Which is
down.
a
Yes, he
normal
did.
Thing to do, which is the normal thing to do. He was dealing with his family. He stepped down, regardless of if he was going to get fired.
Okay.
After Justice League,
Okay.
if he completed the movie, which he did not. He did not complete the movie. He completed the movie in 2021.
He did complete the movie.
He did not complete the movie, Jody.
Then what was the reel that he was showing you guys? He
there's-
said, "I got the movie right here the whole
Jody,
time."
Jody, the movie making process is pre-production, production, and post-production.
What happened to
was in
release the Snyder
pre-production,
Cut movie
he
if the
was there
movie
for
wasn't done?
The production until his daughter died and he stepped down. He was not there for post-production. Joss Whedon came in and destroyed that movie.
Reshoots.
In
utterly
2000,
destroyed that.
in 2018, 2018, Zack Snyder released a photo that showed a film reel where he said the movie's done. It's right here. He showed it to you, cultists, and y'all said, "Oh my God, it's there! Release the movie."
He had a cut of his movie.
Do you remember
Was it
seeing the
complete?
film reel? Do you
I
remember him
that. I
giving you the
remember he
picture?
posted- I remember that.
What does that imply? What does that imply that
he has a cut of his movie. Just like all
Correct. That
directors
means the
get
movie
dailies.
was ready to
Directors
go.
No, directors get
Okay.
dailies of all their shots in
I know.
the movie
I know.
and the rough draft, or what do you call it, the first cut of the movie.
Mhm.
That's probably what he had. Was
Mhm.
the second cut,
Okay.
but he did not have the complete movie.
Obviously, he didn't have the complete movie because they needed $100 million. Didn't he need $100 million to finish it?
Exactly. The
Right.
movie was not complete.
Okay,
I never
cool.
said the movie was complete. I said he stepped down. He never got to finish the movie.
Okay.
He had a cut of his movie.
All right.
Whether it be a rough draft or
Mhm.
whatever.
Mhm.
And then he got to complete his movie, his
Mhm.
Justice League movie in 2021.
Mhm. So here's how I could prove you wrong, and we have the proof. How much have you seen the Justice League cut? Have you seen the movie?
I seen it when it came out in 2017, and I've never seen it again.
You do realize that 90% of that movie is the Snyder cut, right?
No.
you realize that Joss Whedon probably added 10, 12 minutes to that movie and completed it with the job that he had?
I'd say maybe half of that movie was Snyder's, and that's pushing it. I'd say half. The movie was.
I'd rather
under 2
assume
hours.
that you don't remember
That
watching the
was
movie.
Under 2 hours. That movie was under 2 hours.
Yes.
Joss Whedon reshot a lot, even though if the scene.
You saw the movie's
even if
out.
the scenes
Dog,
were
the movie
similar,
is out.
The scenes might have been similar.
You're
but
you're
Joss
either a
Whedon-
liar or you don't remember the movie. It's 90%
remember.
scene for scene, everything that's in the Snyder cut.
I don't remember. I do not agree.
You cannot agree. I don't give a shit. You might not remember. I'll take it. If it's neither one of those two, you're a bold-faced liar.
The story
He added Batman in the beginning, which was better. By the way, my argument is this: the Justice version is better than the Snyder cut, homie. He added Batman in the beginning, which was way better. He added a better Superman scene in the end. He made the movie better. He made Superman better. Zack had no Superman in his cut. He barely had any Superman in it. And this is the guy that you vouch for? You kill him in BVS
half of the
and
movie,
barely show him
Superman
in the in the cut.
Going into Justice League, Superman was dead. He was not alive. Once he.
Are you okay with that?
Once Superman. What?
Are you
Superman
okay
dead?
with killing the main hero in the sequel in BVS?
If that's what the director wanted to do, then so be it. It's his story.
Thanks for answering. This is why I know you're not a DC fan. You are very much a Snyder fan. You cannot be both.
I am.
Because a DC fan would tell you, bringing in a new hero, introducing him to the world in Man of Steel, and then hijacking his movie, putting a BVS tag on it, throwing in Batman in there, and then killing him, and then bringing in Doomsday, and bringing Zod's DNA, and bringing that Lex Luthor Jr. in there with the Jolly Ranchers and the Save Martha, and doing all that shit, a DC fan would throw up in their mouth. But you praise it because it's all hail Snyder.
It's not all hail Snyder. It's my opinion on the movie.
No,
That
you're
movie is a
you're in a
masterpiece.
cult.
It's the best
You're in a
DC
cult.
movie I've ever seen.
Yes, Jim Jones. You're drinking the Kool-Aid.
That movie is a cinematic masterpiece.
Yes, correct.
And I
all
doubt
hail
any
Snyder.
I doubt any DC film will ever reach that magnitude again.
It never will.
Especially not this new Superman movie coming
Bro.
out. That movie looks like dog
Bro,
shit.
there will never
movie
be a
looks
DC
terrible.
movie ever to release that will measure up to your Lord and Savior, Snyder's BVS. I already know that. That's why your whole take is redundant. We know you. We understand you. No movie could ever come out that will make you, in the cult, say that that movie is better than this Snyder movie. There's no movie in existence, so there's no point. So what is your point? You don't have, the only reason why you're around is because DC moved on without you and you feel bitter. You want to hang around. You're irrelevant. The Snyderverse is irrelevant. So you guys be toxic online. You want smoke to debate me about a movie that came out 10 years ago because that's all you have. You're Al Bundy talking about his 4 touchdowns in one game.
Listen, Jody. Those Snyder movies I'll defend. As much as I want to defend those movies, I love those movies. This Superman movie that's coming out looks garbage to me. That's my opinion.
I know why it does.
Okay, me saying this Superman movie looks garbage. I didn't say the DCU or what. I'm excited for that Lanterns project.
Your opinion is null and void because you are a Snyder cultist.
So me saying the new Superman movie doesn't look good to me, I'm automatically not a DC fan?
No, you're not a DC fan because you're a Snyder fan.
I can be both.
No, you cannot.
Can I ask you a question?
You are a
Can I ask you a
cultist.
question?
You are a Snyder
Can I ask
cult
you a question,
member.
Jody?
Yes,
I
you
ask you a
can.
question?
Yes, you can.
Are you a fan of Christopher Nolan? Yes or no?
Yes.
Are you a fan of his DC movies? Yes or no?
Yes.
Are you a DC fan?
Yes.
So what makes me different for saying, oh, I'm a fan of Snyder.
Ooh.
I don't like this new Superman movie that's coming out, but
Christopher Nolan puts respect on Batman, and freaking Snyder disrespects Superman and every other hero he does.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion.
Yes, it's my opinion based off clearly comic books and the character. Batman is not a murderer. Batman does not brand criminals so they could get raped in prison.
Facts.
Batman. Okay. Explain Michael Keaton's Batman to me. That Batman was killing people.
Batman is not a murderer. There's a difference between killing somebody and being a. There's a difference between
Michael Keaton's Batman.
Okay.
Michael Keaton's Batman is a murderer.
No, there's a difference between killing someone and murdering them.
Same thing.
I know it's the same thing because this is how you think.
Same thing.
Got it.
We're gonna keep the same standards.
Got it. Let me help you out.
Correct.
I'm trying to educate you because there's things you don't know. If you get in a car, drive drunk, run into a pole, and you die, you have been killed, but you have not been murdered. If you walk down the street and I pull a gun out, blow your brains out, I murdered you.
Batman is neither a killer or a murderer.
Did you understand? Did you understand what I just said though?
Do you agree? Do you agree?
I don't. I need you to go to my example. Did that make sense to you?
That made perfect sense. And I'm
so now you understand the difference between kill and murder?
No. Is Batman a murderer or a killer to you, in your opinion?
Batman is not a murderer.
Is he a killer?
No.
Explain Michael Keaton. You're a fan of Michael Keaton's Batman, correct?
Yes.
Is he not a killer?
No.
All right. Did you not watch those movies?
I'm trying to help you, young buck. Let me help you some more.
Have you never watched those movies?
Can I help
you?
you?
Get off the fence, bro.
Can I help you?
Michael Keaton Batman.
Can I help you?
Was killing people.
Can I help
left
you?
and right
hey,
in that movie.
If I'm 70 years old and I've stolen 6 times in my life, am I a thief?
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
I'm 70 years old. I've lived my whole life. I'm about to die. And I can remember those 6 times that I stole before. A couple times when I was young, a couple times in my 20s, and then I stopped. Am I going to the grave a thief?
Yes.
Holy hell. The answer to that is no. To be a thief,
yes,
you have to be an active thief. To be a killer, you have to be an active killer. Killer is something that you do.
So
it's something that you do repetitively. You have to show repetition. If you kill somebody, that doesn't necessarily make you a killer.
What?
You have killed. Killing someone doesn't make you a killer. That doesn't follow you for your life. If someone dies and they die because of you, in the moment, yes, they could call you a killer. But looking at the context, are you a killer? Did Batman mean to set those dudes on fire so they would die? The answer is no. When his engine roared and it went boo and the flyer came back and hit those clowns and they fell in the hole and burned, was that to be, I'm about to kill these niggas? No. It was a 1980s movie and it was directed poorly.
Okay.
When he got the bomb and threw the bomb that looked goofy and threw that shit, cling, 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 and it went boom. Is that murder? Was that a real murder to be? No, it wasn't. Did he probably die? Yes. Just like when Mickey Mouse takes a big Acme hammer and bow, bangs freaking someone over the head and their head brain mashes. It's in the light of cartooniness, goofiness from the 1980s.
Okay. Using your exact point, I'm going to explain BVS to you because you seem to be having trouble understanding that movie.
I know it's hard.
Batman in BVS, Ben Affleck's Batman BVS was a broken man who, yes, he did kill people, but according to your logic, if you kill somebody and you age or you grow, you don't go to your grave as a killer, correct?
Yes, he spent a career of killing.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, in BVS, he was a killer. He was a broken old Batman.
Yes.
That's the story Snyder was telling.
Yes.
When it got to Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, he was not a killer. he changed because of Superman. Superman inspired him to be better.
Yeah, I could agree with
That's the
that.
whole point. That's a story arc. Snyder was doing a 5-movie story arc.
No, that's
You guys
that's
were-
Joss Whedon. That's in Justice League, bro. Yeah, that was great.
In Zack Snyder's Justice League, Batman was inspired by Superman. That's why
Oh,
he
no.
brought him back to life.
No, that was
It
Joss.
was Batman's plan to.
No, it was
All right,
Joss.
you clearly you don't understand the movies.
I do.
I don't know what to tell you.
You don't remember him having
You
the
don't understand
jokes?
the
You don't
movie.
remember
It's a story.
Ben Affleck? Ben Affleck's Batman was more lighthearted than Snyder's.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
Joss Whedon's Ben Affleck was more lighthearted than Snyder's.
100%. I didn't say lighthearted.
That was his character.
I
He was
said
more
it-
of an
I said
open character. He was not a brooding emo motherfreaker like he was in the Snyder cut.
He was not emo brooding in the Snyder cut. He was
Okay.
not.
Okay.
He was not. He was not.
All
But
right.
to each their own. Everyone has their own opinion. I gotta go.
Yep.
This conversation was nice.
Cool. Appreciate you for calling
Appreciate
in.
it.
All right, bro.
Huh?
Have a good one.
The delusion is real.
This is why I don't really necessarily love talking to them, because I already know where it goes. It's a never-ending loop of illogical fallacy.
Good man.